Hello everybody, I hope you are doing really well. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Hayley of Sew Hayley Jane, which is a sewing subscription box company. But I'm here to do something a little bit different today. I was having a think about what kind of videos I could do. I would love any suggestions. But I thought I would show you my pattern book collection. Because there is currently a challenge going on over on Instagram called #SewYourBooks, which is run by a couple of lovely ladies, one of which I know is Wilma, and I can't remember who the other one is, but I will tag that, I will link to them below so you can have a look. So although I'm not really taking part in the challenge, I thought it would be a really good chance to actually have a look through my pattern books, because I have a few, and reacquaint myself with them. And because the point of the challenge that they've set up is that so many of us have these gorgeous pattern books sitting on our shelves not necessarily being used, and I'm definitely guilty of that. I think I've got 6 books here, and I know I've got one more at home. Unfortunately, I forgot my Tilly and the Buttons stretch book is at home. So I've got, what did I say, 7 books. I have made patterns from 2 of them and 1 cut out from the stretch book, which is why it's at home. So yeah, not good, but they're beautiful and I love them. So I thought I would have a look through them and show you and maybe inspire you to have a go at taking part in this challenge. So the first one, I think this was the very first pattern book I got before I was really even that into sewing. I dabbled a little bit in sewing, but I was really into vintage stuff, particularly 50s and 40s vintage. And my friend was with me and we were in the shop Urban Outfitters in Southampton, which is an odd kind of shop. There's clothes, but then there's also homewares and a vintage section and yeah, random bits and pieces. But we saw this book and she, bless her, she then went back and she bought it for me. I think maybe my birthday, might have been Christmas. But it is called Famous Frocks, Patterns and Instructions for Recreating Fabulous Iconic Dresses. So yeah, this was probably my first pattern book and my first little sort of sewing. I knew how to sew. I had made a couple of little bits and pieces and done sewing at GCSE, but not really done very much. So when I saw this book I was like, oh my gosh, I could actually recreate some of these dresses. I thought that was really cool. So the patterns come in this pink envelope and I will show you some of the patterns inside. So the frocks, I'll show you, you've got sort of general instructions. And then the recreations are Betty Davis, Rita Hayworth, Marilyn Monroe, Jackie Kennedy, Audrey Hepburn, Twiggy, Diana Ross, Farrah Fawcett, Stevie Nicks and Madonna. So, I mean, if you are going to a fancy dress event, then this would be super cool. So, let's see, the Jackie Kennedy dress. Da, 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 da. Is this very cool sort of shift style. Who else have we got? Obviously Marilyn Monroe. What dress do you think of when you think of Marilyn Monroe? You think of the white dress. So they've created a pattern for that, which is lovely, sort of halter neck, straps across the back. See? Ta-da! Anyway, I won't show you all of them, but that was really cool. So I'll have a look and see if I can find this online. It must be online somewhere, probably on Amazon, if you wanted to have a little look. But it's really cool. So, Famous Frocks, that was the first one I ever got. Then, I think what properly sort of propelled me into dressmaking, as with lots and lots of you out there, was Tillys Love at First Stitch. I have made a few from this one. I've made loads of pairs of the Margot pyjamas. I attempted to make a maternity pair when I was pregnant, which have had to go in the bin because they fell apart. Oh no, they might have gone up in the loft actually. So yeah, I've made a good few pairs of Margot pyjamas. I've made a pair as a gift, and I've used them to teach a friend to sew as well. I also made the Delphine skirt, this one, but it never saw the light of day. It was not for me. It looked horrendous. I think I may have sewn the waistband on wrong as well because it kind of stuck outwards. So that didn't go so well. And then I also made the blouse in here. Oh no, and I also made, God, I did quite a couple of the Clement skirts. And I made those in quilting cottons. Back when I was a little bit slimmer, so I don't have them anymore because I don't like keeping things that are too small for me because this is now. And I also made the Mimi blouse, but I made this in the wrong fabric. I made this in a poor quality quilting cotton and the collar stuck up. It was like up here. So yeah, not great, but I would probably make the Mimi blouse again actually, having a good look at it. It's really quite pretty. That's lovely. So, love at first stitch. Then I think I just wanted to get all the books. I don't remember which ones I purchased and which ones were gifts. I think they were probably all gifts actually. And I think the next two were the Great British Sewing Bee ones. These two. So we've got Sew Your Own Wardrobe and From Stitch to Style. So obviously this one came first because this has got May Martin and this has got Esme. How did I forget that? This one's got Esme. So this one came first. And then this one, I think I made something out of this one. I don't think I made any. Anyway, let's have a look at this one. This has, what did I make? So there's leggings, there's a waistcoat, a tunic, an anorak, a teddy prom suit prom dress, short skirt and a men's shirt, then a couple of fitted ones, so a draped top, pencil skirt, shift dress and a full skirted dress. So I attempted to make this, which is a simple t-shirt made in a woven fabric. It's supposed to be made in a woven fabric. I made it in a georgette, but something went really wrong when I tried to use bias binding to finish the sleeves and the hem. I don't know what I did wrong. Again, this was a little while ago, but the sleeves ended up sticking up. And no matter what I did, no matter how much ironing, I washed it, yeah, and I just couldn't get it to sit flat or to hang. It just sort of draped down. But anyway, not had much luck, have I, with these pattern books so far? So I made something from that one, but I haven't made anything from Stitch to Style. Which is, I think, the first one. This was the one that Charlotte won. So this was the first one with Esme. A bra, handy. Not so handy for me, actually. Oh, very cute. Definitely need to make these child's dungarees, make these for Mia. Mia got the cutest pinafore dress for her birthday last week in a really lovely orange colour. And I definitely want to make one to match so that we can be mummy daughter matching. Is that too cute or is that just a bit? This is really lovely. This is a Japanese style top, which looks really nice and comfy. That's got some really lovely draping going on. 1960s colour block dress. If you are into 60s fashion at all, then that's a great one. Anyway. Lots of lovely, lovely patterns in there. So that's a good one too. Then this, I think I got this next book just after I started my business. And my mum and dad took me to Birmingham to the rag market. And then we went to Guthrie and Garney. And then my mum bought me this for my birthday a couple of weeks later. So this is Learn to Sew with Lauren. From First Stitches to Personalised Project. It's got the patterns in a plastic envelope at the back and at the front. There's some at the back and at the front. But yeah, you've got some really sweet, a simple sleeveless top, a couple of easier projects like a pillow, tips for sort of buttons and setting in sleeves and things like that. That's about the first half of the book, is tips and tricks and things. A patchwork quilt. I so need to make a quilt. I've got to make a quilt at some point. A neckerchief. Do you see many people wearing neckerchiefs though? It's very cute, but yeah, you don't see very much. An apron. Maybe I'll use this one. I would like to make an apron for here, because when I am packing up the boxes, I lean against the table and there's a slightly rough edge around the table and it's ruining my clothes. Where I'm leaning against it, around my tummy, the bench is sort of, it depends what fabric I'm wearing. I can't wear viscose on those days because it just starts bobbling. So I'm thinking I need to make myself an apron to wear to work. But that's a really lovely one as well. Like I said, I've got the Tilly and the Buttons stretch book at home because I have cut out the Stella hoodie. So I'm hoping to get that made at some point. And then I've also got her new book on order. I'm definitely going to make things from that one. And then lastly, I've got Gertie's Ultimate Dress Book, which is just stunning and really appealed to my love of 50s style vintage. Obviously, I mean, look at that dress on the front cover. It's gorgeous. I think the reason I haven't sewn anything from here is probably because of the sizings. And it would mean some alterations for me. Let's have a look. Where are the sizings? Oh, that took me a while to find the size chart in here. So, oh, actually, it's not that bad. The hips fit at 50 inches. And I guess depends on the skirt. If it's a flared skirt, then that would be fine. The bust is 46, the waist is 38 on a size 16, so that's not so bad. Bust is a little bit bigger than that. But what I loved about this book is that you can kind of chop and change. So you can use different bodices with different skirts, different sleeves. You can mix and match, which I think is really, really cool. And obviously Gertie is the queen of vintage sewing as well. So lots of lovely outfits in there. It's just really lovely to look through as well. Anyway, I hope you found that interesting. I will be following the hashtag to see what people are making using their pattern books. There are so many out there and there's some really great ones as well. But I haven't bought any recently for the reason that I just don't seem to sew very much from them. I don't know why. But there's a really lovely one from Named Patterns. There's, like I said, a new one coming out from Tilly, which I've definitely got my eye on. There's loads of gorgeous books. So if you've got any that you recommend that you've sewn from, let me know below. Comment below and tell me what book it is and what pattern you've made. I can't seem to get my words out today. I have to admit I'm pretty tired. It's been box packing the last couple of days, literally finished this morning, so I'm a bit away with the fairies today. But yeah, anyway, next week I'll be back with the unboxing. So February's boxes are being picked up tomorrow and they're ready to go. So I will be doing the unboxing next week, so I hope you tune in for that. Anyway, yes, let me know what kind of videos you'd like to see below. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all next week. Bye!